Hey, this is Dave, the GM of the podcast. Before we get started, I wanted to thank Jared for filling in for a couple sessions to give me some time with my brand new daughter. Things are going well at my house, and everyone's feeling happy and healthy. The sessions Jared had planned were focused primarily on clones of the original party that were concocted in Vault 18, which is where the kind of finale of the Old New Orleans arc happened. I really wanted to make sure that the cast had some time to flesh those out a bit before I drag the clone squad along in the background for some fun questing. Jared was a fantastic GM, and I'm sure that we'll see him occupy that chair again in the future. I also wanted to shout out some folks that left us 5-star reviews on iTunes. Thank you, Oscar Worthy, Escaped Soul 01, and Paba Shaba. Getting those reviews on iTunes really helps us grow the show and gives us greater opportunities to do more collaborations in the future, which is super important to me. I don't make any money from the show. All the stuff that we do is in support of Extra Life, but the thing that I care about is growing the show, making it better, pushing the limit. Since we've started, we've really made a lot of progress from doing just a podcast to learning the game, getting our edits down, figuring out our characters, getting a YouTube version, making premieres with that, and some of the stuff that we have planned going forward. It's a super simple and free way to support the shows that you enjoy. Now, let's head back to the original constituency that rode out of All Nolans on a trolley, headed for the Rising Sun settlement.
You're listening to the adventures of Lonnie, the Brotherhood of Steel Scribe, Clark, the veteran mercenary, Pep, the gearhead racer, and Hazel, the traveling scholar. This is Rad Rules, a Fallout tabletop RPG.
Fun time is over. Let's go have fun time.
All right.
So,
Stop having fun so we can have fun, guys.
The last we left the party, you all had just finished a huge arc in Old Nolans, coming in, learning a lot of different information about clones, about super clones, getting together a band of 20 people to bring to your settlement, along with a trolley and some supplies, including, I believe, a bunch of metal to build with, a giant Tesla orb / coil / thing, and I believe 5,000 caps, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I will now set the scene. The morning light casts a shadow through the woods as rad crickets chirp loudly. The 20-some refugees begin gathering their personal belongings from the trolley. Most of the settlers are young men and women in their late teens and early 20s. Their faces are covered in sweat as their waterlogged boots return to a familiar swamp-like texture below. Signal carries Madame Malavance from the car past a melted sign that reads Sing Sung Telment and into the radio station. You all are posted outside of the trolley at a now visible railroad. So, what's everyone up to? You're back at the settlement. All these people are settling in. You've got some time. There's been a lot happening. What kind of decompression is there?
Hazel's made herself a rudimentary hacky sack, and she's trying to keep herself occupied playing hacky sack with herself. Every time she tries to kick it to somebody else, though, they kind of look at her like, "What are you doing? What's wrong with you?" So she has to go get the hacky sack and start it again. It's like, guys, no, seriously, it's fun. It helps with nation. It's really, seriously, it's good. You should try it. It's not that bad.
A few of the teenagers kind of look at you, kind of like skeptical of what you're saying, as they like pull their most precious belongings off of the trolley, setting them down onto the ground and trying to figure out where they're going to sleep that night, looking at you playing hacky sack on the corner.
I'm going to play for a few more minutes. I'm a little stressed out. I'm going to try and... This is very calming. And you don't it's like you don't have to chase it very far if you miss. It's not like it's probably a good idea people don't go running off into the woods on their own at this point. Although, come to think about it, and she stops playing hacky sack kind of clumsily. She kind of loses interest in it and walks away from it as she starts thinking to herself, we really need to start sending out groups to start gathering maybe some food. We're going to need some materials to make medical supplies, especially Radaway. We're going to need a ton of Radaway. I've seen glowing mushrooms around here, but I think we're going to have to set up some sort of expedition as a group to go out and get us some materials, or else we're going to be eating Signal's home cooking for the foreseeable future.
Hazel, if you could go ahead and make a list of supplies that are potentially readily available within 1,000 yards of this area.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
I'm not super familiar with the flora and the fauna in this area, but I've got a decent idea what would do it.
What we'll do is, if you can get a list, and we do split up into groups, we can disseminate a list to everyone. We do have some other able bodies here. We may not have to do all the heavy lifting.
Okay, that sounds great. Question, do you like your salads with or without kudzu?
I'm not sure I've had a salad or kudzu, so I'm willing to try. Okay.
Well, it's a good source of vitamin C. We'll circle back around to that. And she wanders off. She pulls out. She realizes she doesn't have a pencil anymore. She's still missing a pencil.
And I promised
so she starts
a recipe. Yeah. So we'll get to that. Let's.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
And she starts counting stuff off the top of her head because she does not have a pencil.
What's the interior of the radio station looking like?
So you're on the exterior of it. The exterior of it is that's where Signal and Madame Malavance have kind of gone to. And when they went in shortly after, kind of a whirling noise starts to go, and there's various dishes that are spinning around the tower that comes up. It looks like that it is working on something. I don't know how much of I really don't know how much of a radiologist Pep is, but it's working on something. It's doing something.
I'm going to step in as mayor and say, Pep, Clark, could you do us a solid and check the perimeter? One, to make sure we're defensible. Two, this rail looks new. So, transportation options. This rail means that people might be able to get in and out quicker, and that could be good, and that could be bad. So, if you all wouldn't mind doing that, I'm going to check the interior and see if I can figure out a place for all these people to sleep, including us.
Okay. All right. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Who's gonna guard these caps? Clark at this point he's not left the box of caps the entire time since we've been here. So I would like to know if I leave the caps, somebody needs to watch them. I don't know who the fuck these 20 people are, but
yeah.
I'm not leaving.
Here's the thing: these kids here probably don't know the value of caps, and have probably never had any to spend on anything if they're like me. But I understand where you're coming from. This is quite the payday. I will help you. Do you trust Signal? Okay, that was a stupid question. Let's.
Okay. How about I go find somewhere in the radio station, see if we can get together some sort of container, locker area, something like that, where we can store some of these components that we've salvaged in the caps, where, just a secure location where we can start securing some of our important
I get
items
it.
here.
Yeah, I get it. We don't have much infrastructure, and I hope to get that started. But yeah, we're a little bit low on securable spaces. That
So
is
if you're
100%
gonna go-
reasonable, Mark.
You're going to go inside.
Yep. But
I'll
before I
fucking
do,
let
I'm
them out of
going to
your
help
sight.
you. I'm going to help you carry whatever it is you want, though. That's reasonable, and then we can do our thing.
Yeah, because we have the caps, we have whatever thing electrocuted me, and we had, what was the third thing? Anybody remember?
Oh, you have the caps, the Tesla coils, and you have essentially like a bunch of sheet metal and like general metal like fasteners. Essentially, a supply of metal to build structures is pretty much what that boils down to.
So we got scrap metal to build habitable structure.
Yes.
Okay.
Or
Do we have any
defensible walls.
or defensible walls?
Right.
Are there? What does the floor in this place look like? Do we have any like cement slabs we can build on top of, or are we going to be building from the ground up?
Do a perception plus survival difficulty 0.
I absolutely will do that right now, as soon as I figure out what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Two successes.
So May got Hazel got 2 successes. Lonnie got a success. Clark got 0 successes.
I'm trying.
What?
I'm trying.
You're trying. Pip's coming.
I got nothing. Oh, God. Nope.
You look around and you get hit with a walnut. Like, you take no damage, but you just get hit with a walnut. I really just want to throw a
It's a
walnut.
vindictive squirrel, just like, what are you doing?
Throwing a walnut.
Little rad squirrel. It's like.
Clark didn't take his eyes off the caps. He's locked in.
He's locked in. You all notice that there's actually stakes in the ground with various strings tied around them. 9 different spots to make 9 different squares. All of the grass has been neatly trimmed, and frankly, it seems like that there's been some landscaping to make everything pretty level for it being in a swamp. It looks like almost someone has cleaned up the place.
That's very convenient. If it's been cleaned up, so
Was that
From-
Bobby?
I think it must have been Bobby.
I think it was Bobby.
You all did recruit a janitor to the settlement.
Wow.
Good janitor. What a good janitor.
I didn't realize you could clean a swamp. Wow.
They are a super mutant.
He was underpaid.
Absolutely.
Very much so. His
So,
boss learned a lesson.
so from what I know of survival, and by the way, I'm talking as my character, but this is what my character knows. It's very important to make sure, besides the idea that swamp rats could come up from underneath, graboid style and cause problems, is the fact that people need a firm, dry floor, or else we're going to start having like trench foot and possibly, mosquitoes, all sorts of problems if there's swampy ground underneath. I mean, we're not doing like a, interior decorating scheme here. We're just trying to keep our feet dry.
We could use some Quickcrete.
Quickcrete is useful. In the meantime, in a pinch, I think we should trench around the outside boundaries, so that way water runoff goes away from the flat ground in the middle and gathers in the trenches around the outside of structures that I assume we're about to put up.
I think a good way to go about this, this can be out of character. I think a good way to go about this would be we have the 20 people or whatever. We could sort of divvy them up 5 to each of us, and then set our characters onto like some tasks. So like I like the idea of setting up some sort of perimeter. Clark can kind of be in charge of his crew and make them dig by hand if we don't have any shovels.
Let's secure our supplies.
Right. Hazel is making a list of in the general vicinity of usable, gatherable supplies, specifically regarding food and meds.
You were also Hazel. You were also talking about stuff like rocks and wood and all that
Rocks,
stuff.
wood, sand, basic construction materials. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you send settlers to kick rocks, then that's going to be an issue.
Less kicking rocks, more picking them up and carrying them over to where they're needed to make fire pits and flooring. Possibly eventually walls. It kind of depends what kind of terrain we're dealing with. I have the suspicion where we are is more sand and small rocks and not really nice, big, gravelly boulders to work with. Alluvial. We're on an alluvial deposit of the Mississippi River, so lots of sand.
I like it. So Pep, what are you up to? Where's your head at?
Well, if we're deferring walking the perimeter and checking the perimeter, then I guess Pep would check on the Tesla engine. I assume that is not hooked up to anything and is not in use yet, correct? Or has it been hooked up to the radio station?
It hasn't been hooked up to anything yet.
All right, so Pep's going to focus
from the
on
ceiling.
Okay.
Yeah, probably check it to see if
Hey, that
can
thing's
even
dangerous.
understand
Don't-
how it's supposed to work.
Careful, man. That thing's dangerous.
Do intelligence plus repair difficulty 2 for me.
I might throw an assist.
You can't do everything, my man.
Okay, well, I'll sit here on my thumb. I'm trying to be mayor here.
You're over there carrying your caps into the.
He's a Renaissance guy, man.
He's a man about town.
He's the nightmare.
Very clear. Clark is the only one touching it.
All right. What'd you get? You got one success. One success. So I'm going to give you kind of a mixed result here. You look at this Tesla thing. It's essentially like a giant orb on top that has a coil underneath it. You realize that when this could be like kind of like some sort of like generator or something, this could essentially send electricity wherever you wanted it to go, as long as it was connected up to a wire. It seems pretty like almost like a base station for power in that regard. You really don't know how to make the generator or get the stuff to get that going, but eventually you could use that for that purpose.
Yeah, it's not like we have anything that needs electricity right now anyway, but good to know.
Yeah.
Are there electric fences in the Fallout universe?
Should be.
Don't see why there couldn't be.
I don't see why there couldn't be. Yeah.
So the radio station. Oh, okay, when we go inside, I'll do that. But I was going to say the radio station has power.
Lonnie and Clark are heading towards the radio station, and right as they get to the door actually opens, and out comes Bobby, the janitor super mutant that is one of your settlers. And he looks at you. He says, "Mayor,
Bobby?
wait outside. I will. When done inside, get Bobby." And he kind of stands there and holds his broom and is like kind of like almost like an ancient knight guard stands guard over the door.
Okay, what is there something going on in there, Bobby?
Bobby kind of looks at you and says, "Signal inside."
All right.
All right. Can I? And I can't speak the signal right now.
He kind of looks at you and says, "Mayor, speak to signal."
I think he wants us to go in. He's going to wait out here.
Oh. Okay. Is he blocking the door or is he beside the door, like standing guard?
He's beside the door, standing guard.
So if I tentatively make my way inside, am I going to get thwacked with a broom or?
No, you told him that you were going to be friends and that he wants friends.
Oh, okay.
If you remember correctly.
I
that
do.
was the whole shtick.
All right.
Reckless Rick was his friend, but did not treat him well. And then you said that you're going to treat him well. So he doesn't. Yeah. He feels pretty good about you all. I mean, unless you turn around and you're like, hey, Bobby, screw you, man.
That wasn't on the itinerary just yet.
Okay.
So I think we're going to be solid here for a second. I would like to go inside the radio tower then.
Sure, and you're carrying the caps and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The inside of the radio station seems most like when you left it. The office area sits undisturbed, and the table, though, still has some scraps of paper on it in this, like, hastily scrawled names, the only name on there being Lonnie. Signal also seems to have worked up some designs as well that are strewn about roughly. Signal is actually behind the windows in the recording area, sitting with Madame Malavance in the chair. You can hear several voices scratching through the speakers at a low volume.
Is this broadcast available on my Pip-Boy?
Not yet.
Okay. So it has to be recorded, then broadcast. Okay. So can I listen to the speakers to see what they're talking about by chance?
Yes. I got to get my skill chart out. It's time to get my skill chart out. I'm going to have you do perception plus speech, difficulty 0.
I got a success.
Great. So you hear a number of different broadcasts all playing at once. You can hear, there's multiple ones, but you can hear at least 2 of them. One detailing that New Orleans is under new management, that the Brotherhood of Steel has re-entered the city and is helping defend the city, along with kind of in concordance with the preservationists and the super mutants at the Superdome, that things are changing and that the new king of New Orleans is Marty Buffat. The other signal that you hear is a religious-based broadcast talking about the powers in nature, the powers of the rewards of nature, and the power of sustenance. It kind of doesn't really make much sense to you, but those are the 2 things that you can pick out of that broadcast of the several different voices.
Okay, and these are decidedly not Signal or Madame Malavance.
No, these are just like playing through the speaker. It's kind of like they have Spotify on, except it's garbled and really terrible podcasts.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, I'm sure they'll tell us about it when they're done. Clark, you found a good spot yet?
Well, can I make a check to see if there would be a good spot?
Yeah, do a perception plus barter for a difficulty 2. I love throwing in a fun little doohickey here and there.
Barter's a tag skill, so I don't mind if it's I got my success.
You got 2 successes?
Got a success.
A success. Yeah, so you kind of see that the refrigerator in there that hasn't really worked is kind of empty right now. But it has a handle on it, and you could lock stuff in the refrigerator inside. It is a normal sized refrigerator. It's not like a mini fridge. It is what you would colloquially call a refrigerator.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess that's good enough for the caps for now. And then the sheet metal, let's just leave outside line.
Yeah, I figure if it's out of the elements, we'll lean it up beside the building or something.
Sounds good enough to me.
And then, like any of the smaller stuff, we can bring in.
Let's clear off the this table and the office area, make it somewhere we can actually make usable and make some of these plans and get organized. Now that we have 21 other bodies we have to take care of.
Sounds good.
All right, so
I just remembered I have a couple of plans too that I got from the museum. Clark wasn't smart enough to figure out what they were other than like a bridge, but he has them.
I think you got 2 plans. I think you looked through and saw 2
Clark
plans.
didn't know what they were though.
Yes.
Like one was a bridge and one was like a wall.
Yes,
Yeah,
one that's literally
one
all
was
he
the
got
bridge
out
and the
of
other
it.
one's the wall.
Might as well be like children's drawings to him.
So Clark scored 2 plans and 5,000 cool caps.
Yeah.
I like it.
Anyways, so yeah, let's clear up. Or get Bobby to do it. I mean, he is a janitor.
Nah.
Do we really want a super mutant of all things handling these papers? I mean, look at. It's been
Who
days.
do you think did this outside, though?
It's been days, and Signal hasn't even picked up the papers we left here last time. That's what I would expect from super mutants.
Well,
I say we clean it up.
I mean,
ourselves.
did you see how well manicured the outside was, though? There's been no one else here. Do you want to clear off the countertop?
I would feel better, yeah.
I will let you clear off the countertop, and if you'd like me to, I will help.
Thank you. Yes, I think help would be good.
Okay, we will clear off the countertops together as a
Clark,
team.
not perceptive nor smart.
If it's junk, it's junk. If it's sort, it's like, I'll just say like, hey, if it looks usable, throw it over here.
Was there anything usable in our cleanings?
I'm just thinking like there might be glass bottles and like just junk.
Hazel found a grenade there earlier, so yeah, I want to make a check to see if there's anything useful.
Sure. Do perception plus melee weapons for difficulty 2. You can both do that and see what you.
You roll that and I'll assist. Like I'll.
If Fallout
Okay.
4 has taught me anything, you can scrap and use literally everything.
After that roll, I'll
There you
just
go.
make my own.
Yeah, I mean,
One success. You see a plan just kind of laying about that's essentially like a fancy hammer that's getting an addition to it, and that's pretty much all you can make of it. It's in. You do recognize that it's in Signal's writing, whatever style that is. So it's something that Signal has concocted up. But super mutant drawings and plans. Really, the as-builts for super mutants are pretty hard to understand when you're just when you're not a super or a mutant,
Well,
speak for yourself. Some of us are mutants.
We'll put this in the stack of other plans that we've got. Maybe we can make a bulletin board for these.
at the settlement. I was about to say, are you like pocketing that? Or are you like,
we'll
that's
keep
mine.
them here. Like,
Okay.
This was Signal's contribution, and it might make him feel special if we put it among the other blueprints. And we might have to Home Alone this bad boy at some point, and this could be beneficial.
Sorry, you said bulletin board, and I pictured Hazel walking in, and all of the paperwork is put up against a wall with thumbtacks and bits of red string between them, and Clark's literally like, "Here's the plan."
We could use a plan right now. I don't know. This is sort of.
I have the wall plan. We were talking about a perimeter. Can I
I'm
go
not
out?
picking mushrooms, guys. I'm not here.
At this point, Signal kind of like you hear from the other room. Lenny, come here.
I'm Clark. I'm being beckoned. I'll be right back.
And Clark.
Oh God.
Right. If you would also like to come, you've been invited as well.
As well.
So you enter the recording studio. The Signal has this big, like, weird computer that he's kind of like plugged Lonnie in with this Pit Boy from before. It kind of has all the different bells and whistles going, but Madame Malvance is sitting in that chair, and she looks pretty exhausted. Signal is kind of like tying this kind of like a brace for her on her legs so that she can better stand. Just in general pretty weak, but she looks at Lonnie and says, "So 3 months, that's how far I can see. And what are you going to do about it?"
Use that information to the best of my ability?
How do you propose? You see, I know the beast will come, and it will kill. I don't see any of southern Louisiana in 3 months.
That's very helpful.
Speaking of help, Signal, help them. Signal has been kind of like tending to her. He turns to you and says, "Mayor Lonnie, hi."
Hey, Signal.
Mayor Lonnie, did you know about Signal Pet?
I don't think you told me about a pet, Signal.
Signal has Pet. Signal used Pet to save Mirelurk. Mirelurk in water. We save Mirelurk together. Signal can't save alone. Signal use Pet. Signal Lynn Pet. Madame Malavance. Madame Malavance use Pet to help Signal and Mayor Lonnie.
Hey, Madame Malavance, what's his pet?
Madame Malavance looks at you and says, "There's a mystic realm for which all beings live in. Some are tinged. Some live life normal. This being is tinged." And from her pocket, she pulls out a small blue bone and holds it out for you.
How big is this bone?
It's about the size of, I would say, maybe like your hand from the top of your middle finger to the bottom of your palm.
Okay.
Probably like the width of like a really big Slim Jim. There's Slim Jims in Fallout. I made that up. That's a thing. That's canon.
When you take an iguana on a stick and trim the edges off, it's a Slim Jim.
It's actually called a Slam Jam.
Slam Jam, yeah.
Slam Jam.
Break into a Slam Jam. Oh,
So
yes. Anyway.
So she's held out this bone, kind of out for you.
Madame Malavance, is that safe for me to touch?
She looks at you and says, "Life is a mystery."
Madame Malavance, are you capable of answering questions with a simple yes or no?
She looks at you and she says, "Oh, Lonnie, your
Let's
humor
stop right there.
might get you far."
I got the answer I needed. I will tentatively take this blue bone and examine it.
Sure. When you touch the bone, there is kind of a scuffling, a ruffling from the corner as from underneath one of the small desks in the room, a small bluish dog appears. It has kind of whitish ears, and it peers at you. And the crew has learned that this dog is an asset to them. It is, in fact, a summon that you can use. So you have now got the Wise Lugaroo. The Lugaroo is a summonable cryptid. It is based in Cajun folklore, and it is known to prowl the swamps of Louisiana, searching for prey. It is said to be a shapeshifter that takes the form of a wolf often. This being a small blue dog that has a unique connection to Signal and Madame Malavance. Its temper seems to be even and is helpful to those it befriends, so it's not a killer dog. You may be asking, okay, well, how do I summon this? How you're going to summon something is a player must expend 1 luck point to attempt a difficulty 4 luck plus survival skill check. Difficulty may be increased, or may be decreased by 1 for every additional luck point spent. So if you want to spend 2 luck points to try to summon the Wise Lugaroo, you can, and that'll be a difficulty 3 luck plus survival. So what happens when you summon it? Well, anyone who is near death will be revived, and they will be stabilized. So that's any dead players or any allies. All players and allies will be restored to full HP, and any attacks made in the next full turn order against the players or allies, they'll be automatically reflected back at the attacker.
Do I feed him the bone, or...
The fuck is that thing?
It's a blue dog, Clark. I don't know. I haven't seen one of these before.
You can try. You can try to feed the bone. You can interact. This is an interactable moment here.
Okay. You know that Twitter account, Can You Pet the Dog?
Yes.
If Rad Rolls appeared on that Twitter account, what would the answer be to the question, can you pet the dog?
Do a luck plus survival, difficulty 0. 0 successes. Yeah, you go down to hand the dog the bone, or you just bend down. You're trying to pet him, right? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah,
pet the dog?
Can I pet the dog?
You go to pet the dog, and the dog actually looks at you excitedly, and kind of like as you bend down to do it, it leaps up and kind of nibbles your ear very sweetly. Like you've just come home from a long day of work, and it just loves you real special. So you didn't pet the dog, but it did nibble your ear.
But like we're in an embrace now, like the front paws are like on the shoulder, and I can.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can hug the dog,
and the dog's doing the thing where like my face is getting like all the love. Like
yes, it's about the size of like a corgi, kind of.
Blue dog.
Yeah.
Blue dog.
Blue dog.
Okay. Good enough.
The blue dog gets down from Lonnie and walks over to Clark and kind of gets down on all fours and kind of cries a little bit.
I'll pet the dog. Clark he's not heartless. I'll bend down. I'll pet the dog. You didn't kill Lonnie.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and do luck plus survival, difficulty 1. Or 0. I did difficulty 0.
0 for me.
Yeah.
He's a little fucking weird, but I'm gonna not pet the dog.
You don't know. This is a dog of its own volition.
1 success.
Yeah, so Clark, you pet the dog, and you get an extra luck point. Congratulations on your extra luck point. The dog looks really happy and gets up and is enjoying its little pets, and then scurries off back into the corner and disappears.
Yeah, there
almost
it is.
behind a stack of papers.
Blue disappearing dog.
It's a dog of different color.
Now, okay, I think I'm losing my mind a little bit here, Lonnie. So,
No, we both
could-
saw a blue dog, and when we mention it to Pep and Hazel, you know how it's going to go down. Pep's going to think we're crazy, and Hazel's going to ask us 45 questions about the blue dog.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we're not
Okay.
going to be able to answer like 98% of them.
Well, how about you tell Hazel and I'll tell Pet, because I think I might actually be crazy.
Okay, that really feels like I drew the short straw there, but I will tell Hazel.
Tune in next time on Rad Rolls.